Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Myself Parag Jambulkar. In this video, we will discuss about different terminologies which are used in CUDA. So in CUDA, we use various terminologies like host, device, kernel, stream multiprocessor, stream processor, thread, block, grid, and war. In this video, we will see these terminologies one by one. So first thing, what are the processor that we use on our laptop or desktop machine that we call CPU? CPU means Central Processing Unit. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. So it is a processing unit. In the same way, GPU stands for Graphics Processing Unit. So again, it is a processing unit. So in other words, we can say CPU and GPU both are the processing unit, or we can say CPU and GPU both are the processor. You might be knowing sometimes we have to purchase GPU card and that we have to put in our laptop or our desktop machine. So whenever we have to play any video games or for any image processing task or any application, we need such in a GPU graphics card. So GPU and CPU both are the processing unit or both are the processor. Now one question arises, when CPU is also processor, GPU is also processor, CPU is already there in our system, then why do we need GPU? So answer for this is CPU has a limited number of cores. For example, take i3, i5 or i7 processors, they have 4 number of cores. Now see, on these 4 cores we can run 4 threads, but suppose we want to run 7 threads, 6 threads, 9 threads or 11 threads. In that situation, how it will be executed on this limited number of cores? So our i3 processor has 4 cores. Now suppose we are running 7 threads, so first 4 threads will be run on these 4 cores, those will get suspended, and then next another some other threads will be taken, those will get executed, again those will get suspended, and again the previous one those will get suspended, again will taken back to the core. This is called as the context switching. Context switching in the sense state of these threads is gets saved and then another threads are taken for the execution. This is called as the context switching. Lot of time is get wasted during this context switching. Now consider, suppose there are hundreds of threads, thousands of threads, and just we are executing it on 4 number of cores. So much context switching will be there and lot of time get wasted. And that's why whenever we require or whenever we have to create so many threads, for example video games or any image processing application where we are performing lot of operations on so many pixels at a time simultaneously, at that time our number of cores is are not sufficient for that. At that time we require many more cores, and GPU provide these many cores. So for example, GPU have 1000 plus cores. One example of GPU is this NVIDIA GeForce GTX Titan X. It has around 3072 cores. This is the official website for this GPU. Look at this on their official website. This is the official website of NVIDIA. They have written here this GTX Titan X GPU. It has 3072 cores, and that is the reason we use GPU though we have a CPU. Now we'll see another terminology. Now what is CUDA? CUDA is not any programming language, it is not a hardware. CUDA is an API or CUDA is a library. In the sense, these libraries are used with some existing programming languages. For example, C or C++. So these are the existing programming languages, and on these programming languages, along with these programming languages, these libraries are used. Now see, if you see most of the GPUs are provided by NVIDIA company. Again, in market you will find GPU of HP, AMD, Intel, but most of the GPU you will find those are from NVIDIA company. Now see, Though we have a hardware with these many cores, so 1,000 plus cores are available with us, but if you write a program which is a sequential by nature, this hardware is of no use. For example, suppose you have written one for loop, and this for loop is running sequentially. In the sense, there is one iteration, first iteration, then second iteration, third iteration, fourth iteration, like this. So for loop runs sequentially. Suppose we have a GPU card, it has 1,000 plus cores, and if you are running a program which has normal for loop, then that program is of no use, because see, it will run on single core and it is a sequential of nature. So we need such programming, or we need such kind of algorithm which get paralyzed. So we will divide the task into the small tasks, and the task can be run simultaneously. So we require some programming background, or we require some features in programming by using which we can divide the task into the small tasks and we can run it on these many cores or hardware or multi-core hardware. And for that, NVIDIA company has given these libraries that is called as a CUDA. There is another thing that is called as the OpenCL. OpenCL is also used for GPU programming, and OpenCL, by using OpenCL you can program on HP, AMD, even NVIDIA GPU also. But that is a different thing. OpenCL and CUDA are just similar to each other. Okay, so CUDA is basically libraries or API provided by the NVIDIA. Okay, now see, there is another concept, or there is another terminology that is used. Now see, our system has a CPU, that is our main processor, and along with this main processor, we are using another processor. For example, GPU. Our main processor is our CPU, and along with that, we are using another processor, that is a GPU. In this case, CPU is called as a host, while GPU is called as a device. Keep in mind, these terminologies are used for CPU and GPU. CPU, that is our main processor, is called as a host, while GPU, that is a processor that we are using along with our CPU, that is called as a device. So CPU is a host while GPU is a device. Then we will move to next concept, that is a kernel. Now see, kernel is a function, is a C++ function. Now how we write function? Just like this. It has a return type, name of the function, it accepts some parameter, and some code is written here. A function which is to be run on GPU, that is called as a kernel. We explicitly have to tell compiler that particular function has to be run on GPU, and for that, in CUDA we have to add this syntax, that is underscore underscore global underscore underscore. By this syntax, compiler comes to know that this function has to be run on kernel. Now see, general, when we write any C language program, so we start like this. We write a main function, then inside that some statements are there, and suppose from this function, so by default any C language program starts its execution from the main function. So program starts from here and ends here. From this we call another function. So suppose we have written one function add, and that function we are calling from the main function. Main function is get executed on our CPU. Now for add function we are writing code. So suppose we have written code for add function. Suppose something like this. There is some code for that, and we are closing by curly bracket. Now see, we want to execute this function on a GPU, not on a CPU. By default, this function will get executed on a CPU, but we want this function will get executed on a GPU. So for that, in CUDA, we have to put this syntax underscore underscore global underscore underscore. So by this syntax, compiler comes to know that this function has to be executed on GPU. So main function is get executed on a CPU, while this function get executed by a GPU. Now suppose from this add function we are calling another function. Suppose, just for example, suppose we are calling some another function sub. So this sub function, it should get executed on GPU only. So we write something sub function, and there are some code written here, and this is a function. Now see, for add function we are calling a sub function, and this function again should get executed on in GPU. Okay, so for that in CUDA we have to mention this syntax: underscore underscore device underscore underscore. So by this syntax, compiler comes to know that this function is called from the GPU function. So this function will get executed on a GPU, and this function is called from the another GPU function. Now see, these things will be clear. So main function is in CPU function. From the CPU function we have called add function. Add function has to be executed on a GPU, and that's why we have mentioned this underscore underscore global underscore underscore. By this statement, by this keyword, compiler comes to know that this function has to be executed on a GPU, and global means this function is called from CPU function. And whenever we are calling another GPU function from the GPU function only, so there instead of underscore underscore global, we have to mention underscore underscore device underscore underscore. So in this case, here are the three functions. So this is the CPU function, and these two functions that we are calling GPU function. So these functions are called as kernels. These two functions here, in this case, add and sub function and sub function are the kernels. Kernels are those functions which have to be executed on GPU. Now see, we will move to the another concept, another terminology, that is a stream multiprocessor. In short, it is called as SM, and stream processor. In short, it is called as SP. Stream multiprocessor and stream processor. In short, SM and SP. Now see, for that we will look at this diagram. I zoom it out. Now look at this. When we open any GPU, so GPU consists of many SM. SM in the sense stream multiprocessor. Our GPU consists of many SM, many multiple stream multiprocessor. So this is one SM, another SM, third SM. Likewise, there are many SM are present in our GPU. SM means stream multiprocessor. Now see, its name is stream multiprocessor. Stream means collection of bytes, and multiprocessor. From the name you will come to know it is a multiprocessor, in the sense collection of processor. Now see, from the name we come to know it is a collection of processor. So this SM consists of many processors. So that processors are the SP. SP stands for stream processor. So this is a one SP, another SP, third SP. Likewise, there are many more SP are there in one SM. In the same way, in this SM, there are many SPs are there. Likewise, in third SM, there will be many SP. So SP means stream processor, SM means stream multiprocessor. So when we say that GPU has multiple cores, or when we say GPU has 1000+ core, that one core means one SP. One SP means core, one core, and this is also called as a CUDA core. So when you say CUDA core means one SP, one CUDA core means one SP. Okay, now we will move to the other concepts. So these are the processing unit, those are present in GPU, stream multiprocessor, and inside the stream multiprocessor there are many stream processor, and each stream processor is called as a CUDA core. Now see, we'll move to the another concept, thread, block and grid. Now we already know what do you mean by thread. So single instance of execution, or smallest part of execution, or smallest part of computation, that we call thread. So it is the smallest part of execution. Collection of thread is called as the block, and collection of block is called as the grid. Keep in mind, thread is the smallest part of execution or computation. Group of threads is called as a block, and group of block is called as a grid. Now see, whenever we are launching any kernel, at that time grid is launched. At that time one grid is launched. So whenever we are running any kernel, at that time grid is launched. So what is grid? Grid is a group of blocks. It is a group of blocks. Thread is a group of blocks. What is block? Block is a group of threads. Is a group of threads. Okay, and last that is the concept is the thread. Now see, in our GPU there are SM, stream multiprocessor, and also we have stream processor. Write that full name: stream multiprocessor. Multiprocessor. In short, we call it SM, and this is stream processor. In short, we call it SP. Now see, on stream multiprocessor, one block is launched. One block is launched, while on one stream processor, one thread is launched. So, in other words, say one block is run on one SM, while one thread is run on one SP. One block is not divided among the multiple SM. One block is run on one SM only, while one thread is run on one SP only. But on one SM there can be multiple blocks running simultaneously. There can be multiple blocks running simultaneously. In the sense, one block will run, then that will get stopped, another block will run, again it will get stopped, third block will run, likewise. In the same way, in stream processor RSP, one thread, one thread, one thread is run on one SP, but one that particular thread will not get divided on the multiple SP. But there can be multiple threads; those are running on single SP, multiple threads. So one thread will be run, then it will stop. Another thread can be run on that SP. But one thread is running on the one SP only. That particular thread is not get divided over the multiple SP. So that is the concept stream multiprocessor and stream processor. And along with that, we have this concept. Grid is a group of blocks. Block is nothing but a group of thread, and thread that is the smallest part of execution or smallest part of computation. Now we have another concept that is called as the warp. This I will explain. So basically, how we define the warp? Number of threads running simultaneously on an SM or stream multiprocessor is called as warp. This I will explain it. Suppose we have one SM, there is a one stream multiprocessor, and now suppose it has suppose 8 SPs. Okay, so because of 8 SPs, we can run 8 threads on this 8 SP. One SP if we consider one thread. So on this one SP, so on this 8 SP, we can run 8 threads. Now see, suppose we have instruction pipeline of 4 phases. Suppose there are the 4 phases or 4 stages. Phase, decode, likewise there are 4 stages are there. So because of the instruction pipeline, instead of 4 threads, we can run 8 into 4 threads simultaneously on this 8 SPs. Because of instruction pipeline, instead of this 4 threads, we can run 8 into 4 threads simultaneously on this 1 SM. That means we can run 32 threads simultaneously on this 1 SM. So number of threads those are running simultaneously on 1 SM is called as war. So this is called as one war. Okay, so one warp means number of threads those are running simultaneously on 1 SM. That is called as a warp. Now suppose instead of 32 threads, suppose we have 128 threads. 128 threads, that means 4 warp. 4 warp. So how, when we are launching 128 threads on 1 SM, so how it will be executed? One warp will get executed on 1 SM, then that will get suspended, then another warp will get executed, again it will get suspended, then third warp, then fourth warp, like this. So basically this is the concept of warp. Warp means number of threads running simultaneously on 1 SM, that is called as the warp. Warp means number of threads running simultaneously on 1 SM or one stream multiprocessor, that is called as a warp. So these are the concepts those are used in CUDA. So in this video we have seen the concept host, that is our CPU, then device, that is a GPU, kernel, that is a function that is to be executed on a GPU or device, that is called as a kernel, then stream multiprocessor, stream processor, those are the processing unit. Our GPU consists of many stream multiprocessor, in short we call SM. In the same way, there are in one SM there are multiple SP, that is a stream processor. Then we have this concept thread, block and grid. So thread is the smallest part of execution. Group of threads is called as a block and group of blocks is called as a grid. And warp means number of threads running simultaneously on one SM, that is called as a warp. So these are the concepts or these are the terminologies which are used in CUDA. So friends, I hope you like this video. If yes, then click on like, subscribe to this channel and don't forget to press bell icon so that you will get notifications of my next video. So stay connected. Thank you.